everyone. I'm Carla Preto, and wow, that's a lot of wisdom to have to follow after. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for sharing Jeff's memories and for sharing Dahlia's memories. It's really important. I'm not emotional usually either, but this will probably get me because I share the same experience. I lost my 13-year-old daughter, Taylor, to suicide in 2017. And her story was, I feel like you were telling my story. Same beautiful, loving, empathic child. And what I can see here, some of the things I really want to highlight, it is so commendable that your community shows up for this. Because even in 2017, I'm from a neighboring community to you all. We didn't have this. It was kind of like hush hush. This doesn't happen in our community, right? We don't talk about this. We kind of move on. And it's so important that we don't do that. And I think we're moving in the right direction. After I lost Taylor, I went back to school and I became a psychiatric mental health nurse, and I worked at the VA. And a lot of what has been said are also things that I've experienced in the years since Taylor died. It's so important for individuals to have agency, for us to help them to develop that, to be a part of the conversation, right? And so talking with youth, bringing youth into this conversation in the ways that are meaningful and appropriate is everything. They need to be a part of this discussion. They need to lend their voice to saying what they need, what would be helpful. Are we, as the adults, hitting the mark, or are we missing it? Because it is ever changing, right? At 46, the needs now are not the same as they were when I was 17 or 15 or whatever. I was offered the opportunity to become the executive director of the Association for Children's Mental Health. So that's the organization that I run now. We're a family-run organization, so all of our staff come with lived experience in having a mental health challenge or raising a youth with a mental health challenge. We get to work extensively with the state. We get to work with Connie from time to time, which is lovely. And another one of your community members was our board president for a while, so I was invited here into community, and I'm very grateful and very honored to be a part of this conversation with you all. We have resources at ACMH as well. I left some very rudimentary, just like printed them out and laminated them today. There's some cards with QR codes on them that say Crisis Navigator and Compass. It is a tool that we developed with the state where you can find more information on probably some of the same resources and same information that you will find in other resources that are shared. And one of the things that is in there is some attention to that perfectionism piece and things to look out for there. And what it leaves you with as a caregiver is the ability to put down things that should you have a crisis with your child, what would be helpful for them, what would not be helpful for them, and what would be helpful for you as a caregiver, so that you don't have to have all that dialogue in the moment. So I encourage you to look at that and look through all of our resources on our website. One of the things that we do in the state is we train our peer professionals, and that's one of the things that I think is so important in this conversation, is that it isn't all on just textbook trained professionals. Mental wellness is a conversation, as you mentioned, right? It involves all of us, and I can tell you, my time working as a nurse, there was not much in my nursing training that I really leaned on. It was really my lived experience that helped me connect with individuals and to understand and to be real in the conversation. People know, they see through you if you're not real. And so you all come with your expertise. And every single person here touched on a small component of an important piece of the puzzle. There's no one size that fits all. It takes all of these efforts because there's so many different areas that need support. There's so many different places that we need to identify a pattern or try to understand what is going on in this situation, but that's not going to apply over here, right? So it takes all of these different efforts. Every one of them are important, and they're all important for you to also lend your voice to. So I'm here. I'm an open book about my story as well, so feel free to ask any questions. I'm happy to discuss. It's why I came into this work. And I think you will see a lot of individuals when you have lived experience, you want to do something with it. You want to be able to change something for the better for the next person, that you don't want them to have this experience. And I do want to leave you with some hope that I will say when I came into this work, I thought, gosh, there's a lot of areas that we need work, and we still do, but I am seeing changes, and like my heart is filled knowing that we're moving in the right direction despite feeling like we have so much work still to do. People being involved is a good thing. It's a really good thing. And before I sit down, I just really need for you to say glow in the dark one more time.
Yeah.